You tape your mouth up every night.
Try mouth taping.
It's been absolutely fantastic.
Taping your mouth shut to get a better night's sleep.
It could end up being an emergency situation, so you do not want to block your mouth.
But why on earth would anybody want to do that? Mouth breathing is unhealthy. It can lead to sleep apnea, dehydrates, makes sinuses dry out, reduces cardiovascular health, decreases blood oxygen, reduces production of NO, nitric oxide, that supplies body tissues with nutrients and improves brain function. I've been breathing through my mouth for all my life, and I always was tired and I had this feeling of mild hangover, kind of, unless I was hiking in the mountains or swimming in the sea, doing some sports. I really wanted to fix that. I had my septum corrected, I had some minor operations like sinuses cleanup and conchoplasty, but I never could switch entirely to nose breathing. I started to practice many different breathing techniques, and they helped me. They helped me to unblock my nose, so I could finally use it during the day, at least. But nights, however, were still struggling. Every single morning, my mouth was open, was super dry, I felt dehydrated, and I had this weird phlegm in the throat. In theory, it's very simple. If I can use my nose during waking hours, I can use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I started to practice breathing exercises that unblocks my nose 1 or 2 hours before bed. I wanted to make sure that my nose is open and ready to use. And you know what? It helped, but partly. I even wrote an app that monitors my breathing throughout the night and counts my breath through the mouth. Let me know in the comments below if such an app would be useful for you, and if yes, subscribe to this channel, because in the future I might release this app. At that time I knew I was on the right path. Then I listened to this podcast.
I know from the Stanford experiment that I went from opening my mouth the whole time. Okay, so 10 days I could not breathe through my nose.
Right.
Within 2 days I was snoring, had not been snoring. Within about 4 days I was snoring half the night. I got sleep apnea. The other subject in the study had the exact same thing happen to him, even worse than me. The day we took that stuff out and we taped our mouths and were nasal breathing, snoring went away. Sleep apnea went away.
The scary idea of taping my mouth shut for a night was constantly coming back to me. I was afraid I'm gonna choke or suffocate myself, but the feeling that this is the next step and this inner urge to help myself was simply stronger. I just took whatever tape I had at home, but it went off on the first night. On the third night I had 2 vertical stripes on the mouth. I woke up in the middle of the night, breathing both through the nose and through the mouth. The tape I used was obviously not that good, and it stinked as well, so I looked up for the tape recommended by this guy from the podcast. And I found it on Amazon, but also in the pharmacy next door. So I started to tape myself the way he recommends.
9 pieces of tape down. No, you need a piece of tape that has a really light and easy adhesive, about the size of a stamp. You put it in the middle of your lips.
So this is the tape I started to use. 3M Micropore, the same tape James Nestor recommends. Never comes off, don't sting, it's pretty good. In the morning the tape is as firmly attached as before sleep, and my mouth is closed, no dryness, and there is no phlegma in the throat, and the nose is open. So I decided that I will continue doing that for next couple of weeks. I did that, and consistently I've been breathing through the nose throughout the whole night. Basically, I was breathing all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I never choked myself, I never had a feeling of suffocating at night. Everything seemed to be okay. But after 30 days of this experiment, I wasn't sure if I was feeling any significant difference. I wasn't aware that I was actually feeling better. So I decided to have a night without tape. And during the night my mouth got, of course, open, and in the following morning I knew everything. I had again this mild hangover feeling, I had this phlegm again. I just realized that I was free from these symptoms when I was mouth taping. Outcome of this whole experiment is that it works for me. And do I recommend it? Well, I recommend to investigate this topic, learn more about it, listen to some podcasts, ask your physician, and make sure that your nose is working, that your nose is open and you can breathe through the nose, at least during the day. So I would recommend to learn some breathing techniques. Maybe Buteyko method is good for that, because there are some good exercises for unblocking stuffed nose. And maybe a very good idea is to make a sleep study, so-called polysomnography, and this can be done in a sleep lab, which is quite expensive. However, what is more and more popular is renting the polysomnography equipment, so you can do the test at home environment. So it's cheaper and it's more comfortable, of course, and you get the same results. If you want to learn more about sleep study called polysomnography, watch this video.